Here's a video.
Right. So first of all, welcome to the city of David. That's the real city of David. The biblical name was never the city of David. The biblical name was Ir Shalem. Ir, I-R, means city in Hebrew. Shalem, the king of Shalem was Melchizedek, that Abraham was sent by the Lord to him, asked him a place where to sacrifice his son Isaac. And he gave him Melchizedek, which no one else was given Abraham anything. Abraham was a nomad. You farmer, don't let nomad get into your city. Only Melchizedek, king of justice, said, you're welcome. And he gave him a place that was named the threshing floor of Arona the Jebusite. What is the threshing floor? Where you divide the seeds from the chaff. And Abraham took his son there, which immediately brought not only the covenant with the Lord and his first people, and the land of the Lord that you are standing right now on.
What we're talking about 3,800 years ago, what you see in the red line outline here, this is the city of David, or Jerusalem. When you read about the Old Testament, the first temple from David until it's destroyed in the kingdom of the reign of Zedekiah, this is where Jerusalem is. They expanded a little bit, but this is predominantly where Jerusalem is. It's not here. It's not here like it is today. It was just this little small piece. It was in David's time when he conquered the city. It was just down to from the yellow down here, and it was only about 10 acres. Now, some Walmarts are built on more property than that. And then David fortified this, and he built it up and made a palace here, and it increased to 14 acres. And this is all a national park today. Well, there's actually some Arab homes here they're trying to work out a deal to get rid of so that they can relocate them so they can do more archaeological work. But this, from the yellow down, this is the Canaanite structure. This is where Melchizedek, 3,800 years ago, this is the walled city of that time, where Abraham would have came this direction, and Melchizedek would have came down the hill of Kidron and met him out here. Okay? So that's the vicinity. And also understand, see where it says temple sacrificial altar up there? It would be to the east of the Dome of the Rock today, the approximate place. This is very significant. Remember that, because this is going to be the place where Abraham will take Isaac and go through to offer him as a burnt offering. Then God intervenes, and he offers a ram that's caught in the bushes instead. But that's the place up here. That's the threshing. This used to be a threshing floor in ancient times, where they would, throw up the crop, and all the chaff would blow away, and the heavier grain would fall down. They keep doing that. That's how they purified the product. Okay, and so this would be the threshing floor that David eventually purchased, and it's the same spot. And we're going to follow that through. It's pretty amazing. We probably have more videos coming up here. Yep, it's another one.
On a slope of the Silwan Valley outside of the old city of East Jerusalem, a drab and nondescript concrete bunker hides a hidden world underneath. Buried in this hill, Israeli archaeologists have uncovered what they say is an important archaeological find. Gigantic cut stones that form part of a massive and ancient wall, the largest such construction ever unearthed around the city of Jerusalem.
All this area is new, and now you can see, if we look from here up, you can see how all that wall go up. Right. And you see all the big boulders. Each boulder is 4 tons each.
Archaeologist Eli Shukran has been digging in this location since 1995, but it is only in the last year that this section of wall was uncovered.
This is the first time in archaeologists of Israel that we see a wall that built before 3,700 years that stood like that. Look, it's more than 8 meters
The wall is believed to have been built by the Canaanites, an ancient pagan people who the Bible says inhabited Jerusalem and other parts of the Middle East before the advent of monotheism. Excavation director Ronnie Reich says the complexity of the construction reveals new detail about the sophistication of Middle Bronze Age Jerusalem.
To build straight walls up 8 meters, to put the stones on the 7th meter above is not, I don't know how to do it today without mechanical equipment. I don't think that any engineer today without electrical power will not be able to do it.
So according to archaeologists, all of these elaborate and ancient fortifications were put in place to protect this, a natural spring that provided water to the people of Jerusalem. Water that still flows today and is used by the present-day inhabitants of this ancient city.
We can see here.
Back inside the excavation, Eli Shukran tells us this section of wall could be the tip of the iceberg and pledges to keep working.
I'm going to dig down, going to dig up, and then to understand, to see what I can get from the site.
Until that time, the site has been temporarily open to the public. Kevin Flower, CNN, Jerusalem.
These are some photographs of, this is a possible location where Melchizedek came out to meet Abraham. These date back to 3,800 years ago. Okay, they date back, and they know from, they've done so much archaeological digging now that they know this is Canaanite, which existed before David came in and began to build on that. So, another video.
Few more steps down there from the rock emanates the spring of Gihon. It's the only spring in the entire neighborhood, and this is the reason why people chose this hill to start a living here 1,000 years before us. To this water, in ancient times, in 2 different periods, underground tunnels were created. One by the Canaanites, and this is the channel which leads the water towards it. And later, in what we call the Iron Age, or the Old Testament times, as mentioned in the Bible, the waters went this direction towards the pool of Siloam. And this way they are still doing in the last 2,700 years. Let's take the path through the Canaanite channel to reach the pool of Siloam and see the destination of the water. I'm standing in what we call the Canaanite channel. It's a huge or deep channel covered with huge boulders above our heads. The spring is there, and the water starts there and went through this channel to the southern part of the city of David. But on the way there is a small feeder channel which reaches to the bottom of what we call the rock-cut pool, where the people of Jerusalem could draw safely the water after they reached that place through the underground tunnel.
Hey, here's some still pictures of some of the Canaanite walls that are found in the city of David, which was, in that time, in Melchizedek's time, was called Salem. Okay? Peace. Here's some more. How did they build them back then? How did they move them? It's a mystery. Here's some more in the city of David. You have to understand, why has this all survived? Because when cities conquered another city, they leveled it and they just built over the top of it. Or they used the foundation if it was still intact, and they just added onto it or filled it in or whatever. And then over the centuries, because of the, and it's not a knock on all Arabs, but because of the Arab people that lived in this area, they used it as a dump site. And they had to clear out truckload after truckload of garbage and garbage and garbage, and it was before they got to the rocks and all that, and soil, and dug all that up. So it was well preserved by garbage. Canaanite tunnel to the Gihon Spring, still shots, some more.